the head coach. All right. Now this is Doug, Dynamite Doug, the man that took Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl, the biggest duo in history, in NFL history. Brady, Belichick went in there with Big Dick Nick and came out with a dub. I'm sorry. You're telling me you're going to count that team out, the Jags, when they got Doug? They got Trevor Lawrence, which we all can agree I think is a little bit nicer than Nick, right? He got weapons. The defense is opportunistic. They're not the best, but they're opportunistic. Josh Allen, he's a dog. If he plays, I've seen it firsthand. When he's on, he's a record. You can't stop him, man.
Welcome into Stand Balance, the sports podcast of the people. I'm your host, Khari P, here alongside Howard. As you can see, we're missing one of our brothers, K-Wall, who has suffered from COVID. And I know it's been a long time, and I would have loved to come back with all three of us strong. But, COVID calls, COVID happens. Go down. Well, what's up, Howard? How you doing, bro?
Hey, man, I'm chilling. The boys are still in the playoffs, the squad. We got a big matchup this weekend, so I'm a little, I'm a little antsy. I'm excited though. I'm excited to be back and talk some football. It's the best time of the year. It's playoffs.
Yeah, definitely, bro. I'm excited that we're bringing the podcast back. We took a little hiatus, but the thing is, we're not gonna do this again. We got some big things coming. Howard, he gonna have his own show eventually. K-Wall gonna be getting his own show eventually. I plan on doing my own show. I want us all to, expand upon what we're building here. We're going to bring in different shows, different sports. We're going to turn Staying Balanced from just a podcast to more like a network. And, it's going to be big things coming. I'm very excited. But what's going to be the important thing is we're always going to keep this podcast the main thing because this is our things that we build from the bottom up. How you feel about that?
I'm down. I love it. I love this podcast. I love talking sports with y'all. And, I like being right. And I'm hoping that these people, they see that, I'm right most of the time. And, you can put some money on what I say,
Definitely. All right, man, let's get into it, man. You know what? In honor of you, we're going to keep the main game to last. The important game to last. And that would be the Bengals and the Bills. So for now, let's start off with the Saturday games. Let's start off with the Jags and the Chiefs, bro. What do you think about this game?
So we're going to start off with the first hot take. And, I'm going to have to crack open a little beer for this one because I got a little something cooked up for y'all. All right. So, yes, the general consensus is the Chiefs walk away victorious. The NFL's already selling the tickets for the Bills-Chiefs game in Atlanta. They're already telling everyone it's going to happen. But here's one thing, and I don't care. Everyone's talking about Trevor Lawrence. They lost on Saturday. That don't matter to me. What does matter is the Chiefs' defense is booty, like doggone booty. And you know what? You might not like Trevor Lawrence. He might have threw a bunch of picks in the beginning of the game, but he doesn't stop. He just keeps slinging the rock, and he's got weapons. They have weapons. And I think what people keep forgetting about is the head coach. All right. Now this is Doug, Dynamite Doug, the man that took Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl, the biggest duo in history, in NFL history. Brady, Belichick went in there with Big Dick Nick and came out with a dub. I'm sorry. You're telling me you're going to count that team out, the Jags, when they got Doug? They got Trevor Lawrence, which we all can agree I think is a little bit nicer than Nick, right? He got weapons. The defense is opportunistic. They're not the best, but they're opportunistic. Josh Allen, he's a dog. If he plays, I've seen it firsthand. When he's on, he's a record. You can't stop him, man. So I like the upset. I do. I'm saying if you're going to take the plus line out of any of these games, the one you should is Jacksonville, 100%. It's plus 360 right now, and I smacked it. I put a 10 piece on it. Not much. I just put a little 10 spot on it. But, I mean, there's just a lot of things going. You got to think. The Chiefs, that week off, they're a little lackadaisical. And you know what they're thinking about. They're thinking about Atlanta. They're thinking about Josh, the rematch. They've got all these things. Maybe not Pat, but everyone else on the team is. And I like the team that's got nothing to lose.
Come on, bro. Like I like Trevor Lawrence. I'm ready to bring Trevor Lawrence into that spot that we had Herbert at. I'm ready to bring him up the rankings as far as quarterbacks and stuff. But we're not about to. You're not about to tell me that they are going to beat the Chiefs. This is the problem, right? We see a comeback. I like Doug. Doug is a perfect coach there. He's perfect. Trevor Lawrence, he's finally taken that step. And maybe it wasn't even about him taking the step. It was more about his coaching that was messing him up more than anything. But we're not about to sit here and act like if he throw 4 picks or he wait through 3 and then 1 fumble or something.
Yeah,
We're not about to say if you got 4 turnovers against a Patrick Mahomes, he gonna come away with that game. The thing about the Chargers is the Chargers continuously they build up, they just like a roller coaster, build up, just to let all their fans down. That's the biggest thing about the Chargers. I don't know what it is. They got all the talent in the world. They just cannot get out their own way. And you're not going to tell me that Jacksonville is going to go in there and beat the Chiefs. If they go in there and throw 4 turnovers, Travis Kelce will have over 200 yards, and that's a guarantee. That is a guarantee.
That's a record for a tight end, by the way, bro. You're talking records right now.
If they throw 4 picks, Travis Kelce is coming out there with 200 yards. He's gonna be banging his head on the goalpost probably 3 times. We're not. So this is what I'm gonna tell you, right? Do I feel like it's gonna be a blowout? No. The thing about their team is when they're behind, I feel like they play better. So what's gonna happen? It's probably gonna come down to a close game. I feel like Kansas City going to get up big at the beginning. I feel like we're going to see probably like 21-0 first half. Cool. But I think the game is going to end probably around, and it's not as close of a close game as you would like to say, but I'll say 35-24 will be the final.
I like I understand what you're saying. I respect it. It's probably the correct thing to think, right? It's probably the sane man's thing to say. But I'm just not that. Maybe it's because I'm a Bills fan and I'm wishful thinking. But I do remember earlier this year, Jacksonville almost beat this Chiefs team. And they very well could have beat this Chiefs. There is a lot of bad teams that have very closely come to beating them. And I understand a dub's a dub. It don't matter how close or how far away it is. If you win, you win. Believe me, I'm a Bills fan. I know. It don't matter. A dub's a dub. But they're just flirting. They've been flirting. They've been flirting with the losses. And like I said, Trevor Lawrence, he's got nothing to lose. And I really don't see him ever doing that again. The 3 picks. I think his nerves are gone now. I don't think he cares. And I don't think the Chiefs have the defense to cause that many turnovers other than Chris Jones. He's a dog, but I don't know. I just feel like they're slumping.
I'm gonna ask you this, right? You say Trevor Lawrence never throwing 3 picks again. He's never throwing 3 picks again.
In the first half.
In the first half. Let me ask you. I'm gonna ask you this question, right? When you see Trevor Lawrence, do you see more Peyton Manning or do you see more Brett Favre?
Yeah,
I feel like Trevor Lawrence got the chance to be. He got the chance to be great. Don't get me wrong. I think Trevor Lawrence got the chance to be great, but I don't see a Peyton Manning. I don't see like more protecting the ball, throwing darts on the dime and being careful with it. I see Brett Favre. I see a gunslinger. I see someone that's gonna just throw it up. He gonna throw it up. It could become picks, but he gonna have a lot of yards. And he might luck into winning 1 or 2, but I don't see him not throwing 3 picks again in the first half. Now, I cannot say that for a fact. But what I do see is, I feel like he is a great player. I feel like he's going to be a great player. But I can agree with you with the 3 picks. But this is what I'm going to say, right? And I'm going to stamp this right now. I'm going to stamp this right now. If the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Kansas City Chiefs this week, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to the Super Bowl. And I am stamping that right now. That is my prediction right now. If Jacksonville beat the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday, Jacksonville will be in the Super Bowl.
I like it. See that, but they had a good run. They ain't going to Orchard Park and beating us. I'll tell you that much.
I'm gonna tell
But
you. I'm gonna tell you this, right? It might sometimes the problem is right with the way that you're looking at it is that y'all got the better team, and that is absolutely correct, right?
yeah.
But what I see in this team is that if they win this Sunday, they are the New York Giants of 2008, New York Giants of 2011, a
That's a
team
good comparison.
that got in, they made it in somehow, and then they just got hot at the right time. I feel like that is the team that we're dealing with right now. They are a team that just got hot at the right time. So if the Jacksonville Jaguars win this Sunday, the Jacksonville Jaguars will go to the Super Bowl, and that's my stamp right here.
See, now I'm going to flip that on you, and I could say if they win this Sunday, they could be like the Jacksonville Jaguars from what was it, 5 years ago?
I like
When they went, they went all the way, and they just couldn't do it, And they were close. They were this close. They almost had it, and I believe it was the year Tom Brady lost to the Eagles too. If I am correct, I think I am.
See, but this is the thing, right? In this AFC we got here, right? I don't see a Tom Brady. I don't see like that. I love the AFC now because there's so many great quarterbacks, but I don't see one just taking over and just being the guy for the foreseeable future. I see a bunch of guys that each year there could be a different guy representing the AFC. We got 1 year it could be Pat. I believe Josh gonna get to a couple. Don't get me wrong. I believe Josh Allen will get to a couple of Super Bowls in his time. I'm not saying when. We'll see. That's yet to be determined. But Joe Burrow can get to the Super Bowl. I feel like if Lamar Jackson stays, we don't know yet. We don't know what's going on. He's eventually going to make one.
He ain't staying. He out of there.
I mean, we'll see. Lamar eventually going to make one. That Cleveland team, the quarterback they have could make it. I mean, they got they could. You give Deshaun another preseason and let him get back in the form. Amari Cooper looked legit. They got Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward locked down. They got the pieces. So that Cleveland team could be dangerous eventually, And then I never want to say Mike Tomlin not going to make somewhere. He does something every year.
He got a squad. He got Kenny Pickett. He got that boy. What the hell is his name? Pickens. He got Pickens and Pickett.
Yeah,
and that duo might be something nasty.
So like in the AFC, there's a lot of good quarterbacks, and you're gonna have your few. You're gonna have your few that never make it. We're gonna have a Phillip Rivers of this time.
Justin Herbert.
Which absolutely could be Justin Herbert. You're gonna have your few that just never make it. But I mean, I don't know. So right now, you locking in with the Jaguars this week. I'm gonna say Kansas City. Wait, let me get a score from you. What you think?
31-28. Last second field goal again.
Okay, then.
Doug's crying in the middle of the field. Trevor Lawrence is running around. His hair is just majestically flying around.
Sunshine.
It's a beautiful sight.
Yo, what was I the only one that thought that they blocked that field goal?
I thought so too. I was like, oh no.
It didn't look like it almost came out on the sides and stuff. That was very wild. I was like, oh man. All right, so we got another game. To get to. We got the Giants and the Eagles. What we thinking about this?
I wanted to bring a hot take to this. I really did. I tried hard because, I got love for Daboll. I got love for my man Daboll. I don't really mess with the Giants per se, but I don't hate them. But the storybook, it ends here. I mean, and the problem is, yes, Danny Jones is playing better. Yes, they got a good coach.
So you brought up Danny real quick. Let me ask you, are you paying Danny? Do you pay Danny this summer?
You pay him maybe $30 million. Nothing more than that. If he wants more than that, you let him walk.
Okay.
He is serviceable at 30. You can win it. You can get to the playoffs and win a game. That's
30. But 30, 30 means he's the quarterback of the future.
For the next 3 years. I
Yeah,
wouldn't. I would not. I would honestly. I would do the same thing that Vegas did. That's the only smart thing they did with Derek Carr. They made it to where if he started playing, man, they can cut it, immediately and get out of there. Do that. Daniel, he'll sign that because he knows he's very aware of the situation he's in. He's not the best. He's not the worst. He's just got to prove it every year. There you go. But that Eagles D line, that shit scares me. That is ferocious. It is disgusting. It is, and going to Philly, Darius Slay lately been looking a little questionable, but I still think he's a dog. I still think he's probably gonna play his best football coming up here in the stretch, whether that
he's
gets him
getting
all the
older.
way or not. Yeah. This is you're gonna about to see his best football
Yeah.
because this is probably his last shot. Jalen Hurts, he is very good at what he does. I don't know how. I'm not putting him in the elite category. I'm putting him at very good. He is very good at winning games for that team because he's got a great running game. He's got a pretty good offensive line. He has one of the best physical receivers you'll ever see. I mean, AJ Brown is a beast. I mean, just an absolute animal, freak of a human. And he's got the other two receivers that they're almost perfect. They all have a role and they all play it very well. You know what I mean? It is one of the most complete teams you ever see. Everyone's got a role and they play it. Very hard team to knock off. And there's just holes. There's holes to the Giants. And Daniel Jones is one of them. Like, he is one of them. If they stop Saquon, you got to put the game on his shoulders. I just don't see it.
Let me ask you. So you brought up Jalen Hurts, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, right? Because this is about to really become a thing. What is Jalen Hurts selling? What are we gonna say? Do you think his ceiling could his ceiling be a Super Bowl champion? Could he be like where would you put him with the top quarterbacks?
See, I don't like comparing quarterbacks to old quarterbacks because that's just not fair to either parties.
Okay.
But I really see him being the next Donovan McNabb. I see him being really, really good for like 4 or 5 years. And he gets to the chip. He falls short. And then, him and the team have a little falling out because that's what Philly does with their quarterbacks. They either win it or they lose it. And then the next 2 years, somehow they hate them and they're kicking them out. They did it with Donovan. They did it with Carson. I mean, they do it with everybody. I don't get it. But I don't see that. Like, when I look at him, I don't see a team rallying and being like, yes, we're going to win this for him. You know what I mean? Like, you see Patrick Mahomes, the way he plays, his guys will rally at any time for him. Same with Josh Allen. Same with Joe Burrow. Jalen, I don't know if he's quite earned that yet. He might well earn it, but as of right now, I think his ceiling is to get to the Super Bowl. I think right now, this year is probably one of his best shots because how complete the team is and how weak the NFC is. And even next year, he probably has a very good, like I said, he's got a 4-year window, I think. So the next 4 years, he's got a very good spot to get there and try and win it. But I don't see him in the top 5 ever. You know what I mean? I don't know. He had a very good year this year. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's top 5.
So I don't know. Well, that it's kind of hard, right? Because to me, I don't know. He can make all the throws. He can make pretty much all the throws, right? He got strong enough arm to get it there. And then again, it's kind of easy to make it look like he can make all the throws when you got AJ Brown. But
he's jumped over 3 dudes. How many times has he caught the ball over 3 dudes?
Yeah, so
at least 3.
his legs are only matched by a Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields.
Yep.
Honestly, in the game. So I mean, he's one of them guys that I feel like he's in the perfect system. If you put him in that system and you put him with the right guys, and he's a winner. He's a winner. He did it at Alabama. He went to Oklahoma. He won the Heisman. Or no, he
don't talk. Nah, he got the schmacked there in Oklahoma.
But I mean, he went to Oklahoma. He had a nice year at Oklahoma.
Yes. He's a Heisman front runner.
Heisman front runner. Yeah. And then he got to the Eagles, he took over that job and he's been doing well. I feel like you keep these guys around for a while, he'll be able to do some things in the league. But all right, so let me see. So you got the Eagles winning.
Yeah, and I honestly, I think it's a 10-point game. I think the Eagles get up out of there and they win that 28 to like I'm gonna say 28-17. I just think they're too complete.
You don't trust in it. You don't trust in Danny at all.
I don't. I don't think Saquon's gonna get what he needs to get to open up Daniel. Because his problem is they need to get that running game open so Daniel can do the boot. So he can get his legs involved. Because we always forget Daniel Jones can scoop. So if their key is to get him out of the pocket and get him doing his little breakout runs. If he can run around, they got a chance. But I feel like the Eagles are going to zone in on Saquon and say Daniel Jones will throw this ball.
Yeah, I'm
And I just don't think
definitely. Yeah,
he's got
I'm
it.
definitely with that. I think the Eagles. I feel like their team is just too complete.
Yeah,
I feel like they got such a complete team that it's just. I'm
it's
going
tough.
Eagles. I'm going Eagles. I'm gonna go a little closer than you. I'm gonna say 24-17.
All right, I like
24.
it.
I'll say 24-17. I was gonna go 21-17,
Oh, that's
but
close, man. That's a game.
yeah, I'm gonna say 24-17. So far right now, I got the Chiefs and the Eagles winning Saturday night. You got Jags and Eagles. All right,
Yes, sir.
man. Now it's time to get to Sunday. That's gonna be the day you probably not doing nothing. You probably stuck in the house. You probably locked down and you're not doing nothing. But before we get to your game, we're going to get to the other game of the night. We're going 49ers versus Cowboys. What do you got here? Dak versus Brock.
You know, you always look at these type of matchups, right? And you say, all right, let's look at the head coach, right? You got Mike McCarthy. He got a chip. He'd been there before. And then you go over to the other side. Yeah, now I can't even think of his damn name. Shanahan. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, Shanahan. He's been there. He ain't won, but he's taking some bad teams to him. How many times has he been in the NFC Championship game? 3 now?
Yeah, he's pretty much going for
Yeah, he looking like he's going on number 4, but like you look at him and then you look at the quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
Dak versus Brock. And the man, you get Dak all day, right? And you kind of make the assumption that, the Cowboys should win this. But I just cannot and will not pick them. The problem is Brock only has to be serviceable, like to the point where it's amazing. If you don't turn the ball over, you will win games in San Francisco. That's all you have to do, not turn the ball over. They have McCaffrey. They have Debo. They have Ayuk. They have Kittle. They have one of the best offensive lines in the game. One of the best offensive tackle in the game. And then on the flip side, they have a nasty defense that, they do let up yards. They do give up yards, but they force so many turnovers. They hit you so hard that they punch you square in the mouth. So and it's in San Fran. And I think Dallas, like emotionally, was like their height was just winning wild card weekend. Just getting over that. We can't get off the first round. That was, you seen it in their face. I mean, they thought it was a Super Bowl. They acted like it was a Super Bowl. We beat Tom. We finally got past the first round. And I just don't think they're ready to face a team they're a machine. That's the only thing I can say about it. They're a machine. They go in and they come out win. And it's no matter what happens. Seahawks was up 14-0 at one point. Did you see anybody on the sideline worried? Nope. And they just came back and it was a rout.
So this is what I'm gonna tell you, right? That Cowboys team that I saw last week was the best team in football. That version of the Cowboys that I saw last week, that was the best team in football, hands down. If you're telling me, this is what I'm gonna say, right? I'm going Cowboys this game. I'm going Cowboys.
Okay. Explain. Talk to me.
So this is what I'm gonna tell you, right? So and to this point, we have seen Brock Purdy. He looked elite. He looked great. He looked wonderful. But at a certain point, I feel like this is the game he got to prove if he's really a guy or if he's just, because there's not too many people. Yeah, you got the Tom Brady's. You got Tom Brady really the only one we can really say that slipped that far and just became the absolute guy. You're telling me we got a guy that went to the last pick in the NFL draft and he's just this great? He's just this great, unbeatable, whatever. No, this is what I'm going to say, right? If Brock Purdy wins this game, that means he's a legit guy. And next year, somebody should be out trying to trade for him.
Nah.
Yo, if Brock Purdy can win this game, because I feel like in this game, we're going to see Michael Parsons getting out after him.
Who's he gonna? Who is he? Who do you think Mike is gonna get over? It's not the left tackle. I'll tell you that much. He ain't gonna dog.
I'm gonna tell you honestly, Micah, he's a dog, bro. He's a dog because that's the thing.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Micah can beat you with power. He can beat you with speed. He can beat you with. He gonna get to the quarter. I'm right now. I am predicting 2 sacks from Micah.
On the right side, he will.
I'm predicting
it ain't gonna be on the left.
Yeah, it's not gonna be on the left. we will definitely. I'll definitely give you that. I'm predicting 2 sacks from Micah.
I'll give you that. If he's lined up on the right, he'll probably have 2 sacks. Yeah.
So,
but he lines up on the left.
In this game, I think right now Dak hasn't really connected with Ty, but you see he keep trying. He keep trying on that deep ball. Keep trying on that deep ball. Keep trying on that deep ball. Going into next year, I'm giving CD a top 10. I'm saying CD will be a top 10 receiver going into next year.
Yeah.
Right?
I like that.
I like Schultz. Schultz right now is probably what are we giving him? 4th best tight end in the game?
That's tough, man. That is tough because honestly,
I'm giving him 4th. Because
you got Hawkins. I like Hawkinson a little bit more.
No, I'm sorry. Hawkinson right under him.
He stayed more healthy.
Look, this is what I'm saying. Kelsey. Then I'm saying Mark. And then we're going to go Kittle because Kittle's still there. And then I'm saying Schultz. I'm saying Schultz right there after that. But Hawkinson could be there. I feel like it could be up for debate. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But if you're asking me personally, I'm personally going Schultz over Hawkinson.
Okay.
So with that, you got Schultz, who is just top 5 tight end in the league, right?
All right, I'll give you top 5.
That offensive line is looking nasty right now.
They did well, but you got to remember that Buccaneers team's terrible.
They are bad. Is that going to be as clean as he was last week? No.
The hell no.
No. And then the thing is, you got Zeke in there. Zeke is just a power back. He's going to get you his 3 yards. He's going to get his 3 yards.
All right.
Which is fine. All you got to do is keep moving the chains. And then Pollard, he can explode at any time. To me, right now, that team looked like the nastiest team in football. But with that being said, it's just like the Cowboys to make it all the way to a championship game and then lose to the Eagles. But so right now, I'm going with the Cowboys over 49ers. I'm ready because I just don't see it. I feel like defenses match up pretty well.
No, stop it.
The Cowboy defense is very good.
I don't think there's a defense in the league that can really handle with what the 49ers put together. Okay. Honestly, as a fan of a team that's still playing, I want the 49ers to lose at all costs. I want to face Dallas over the 49ers.
No, they got a nasty team. And let me put this out here, right? As a Carolina fan, I'm so happy for CMC. I am so happy for him. He finally gets to get utilized correctly. He finally get to, play meaningful football. I'm so happy for CMC. But right now I'm going Cowboys.
So basically your mentality is if I can't have one, you can't have one either. Is that what you're saying to me?
What you mean? I'm telling you, CMC, I'm happy.
If you didn't win with us, you ain't winning enough.
No, if the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl, I will rock my Panthers CMC jersey. My Panthers CMC jersey.
All right.
While I watch that game.
All right.
But that's what it is. So I got Cowboys in this game. Last minute field goal, 27-24. Lock it in.
That's interesting. I got 23-14. San Francisco 49ers.
I'm hopefully Dak don't screw me. I'm believing in Dak in this game.
Yeah, and time has told that you shouldn't have done that.
You're absolutely correct. But I'm going to believe in Dak. I'm going to believe in Dak that he can go out and beat a guy that he wasn't even supposed to get this shine, but he had played very well. He is with that team. It don't matter who's quarterback, and that's I like how they assembled that team.
Let's just hope he don't have the ball with no timeouts in like 20 seconds at like the 50-yard line again. Let's just hope that.
Yeah.
Because he gonna run that QB sneak and lose the game.
Yeah, all right, man. I think it's time to get to the game that you are waiting for. And I know that you're probably going to pick the Bengals in this game.
yeah, you're right. You got it.
I know you're probably going to. Is that your pops in the back?
Yeah, he over there.
Hey, man. Matter of fact, let's get your pops in here. I want your pops. I want to hear what your pops got to say about this game.
I don't know. He's not too happy about it right now. He's in his own zone about this. He don't want to jinx it.
Oh man,
I'm the talker. He's not a talker.
All right, then.
He's went through 4 Super Bowls. You know what I mean, and they didn't go his way.
Oh, he witnessed all of them.
Yeah, he don't like to talk about that.
He's a bad crowd. Look, man. I can feel his pain. I haven't seen 4, but I've seen 2 that haven't went my way. I can feel the pain. So
4 straight.
Huh? Yeah, not 4
straight.
and then 4 straight with a Hall of Fame quarterback too. That's such a great guy that I do wish Jim would have got one. He's a great guy. So let's go. Let's go. Cincinnati versus Buffalo. What we got here, Howard? Break it down.
All right. I'm gonna break it down. And I will. There's a disclaimer. There is a little teensy beensy biased here. But quarterbacks, right? We'll just say wash. Yes, obviously, right. Personally, I would say Josh has got the edge, but we'll say wash. We'll say wash just because they're both great. And you can make a case for either one of them, right?
Okay.
Coaches, again, I think we got to wash that one. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this right now, we're looking at a wash right now. All right, so let's look at offensively. Receivers, I'll give it to the Bengals. Running backs, I give it to the Bengals. Here's where I don't give it to them. Tight end, I don't give it to the Bengals.
Wait, how are the Bengals tight ends? They got
it's the dude that used to play for Baltimore. Long red hair. What the hell is his name?
Oh, I know. Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst. There you go. Offensive line. Now this is unfortunate, but that is not going the Bengals' way. They got 3 starters out. They're looking real slim there.
Okay, but let me ask you this: while we're on this, first of all, I'm gonna take it back to this tight end thing. Dawson Knox is not nothing this special. We're not about to sit here and act like Dawson Knox is something just absolute special.
He's had a touchdown in 5 straight games.
I
don't get it. I don't get it.
Come on,
he does this.
Like every year during fantasy season, we're like, man, should we take Dawson Knox? This is gonna finally be the year of Dawson Knox. But then Dawson Knox never shows up, so we're not about to act like Dawson Knox is just something special. But okay, fine, 5. And when you talk about the offensive line, let's talk about how Joe Burrow last year made it to a Super Bowl without the offensive line.
I will say that. Yeah, I will give you that. But we're just going to break it. We're just going to break it down. I'm just breaking it down right now. Right?
All right.
So there's the offensive side of the ball. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. This gets interesting, right? Defensive line. I think it's a wash because I think our interior is a lot better than their interior. And I think their edge right now is a little bit better than ours.
Yeah.
So whichever way you want to go, yeah, I just think it's a wash. I really like. You know what I mean? You need both, and neither team's got both. You know. Linebackers. Now, there's no way you're going to talk me
Yeah,
out of
Trey Emmons a dog.
We got all pro Matt Milano, Trey Evans. We got the linebacker. We got the squad.
Yeah, the dogs.
Secondary. I think it's a wash as well. I think we have the better starting corner, but after that, it is pretty decimate. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty ugly. We're starting our fourth safety. You know,
By the way, with
Marlowe,
that,
hey,
prayers to Hamlin.
Hamlin, hey man,
Yeah,
bro. Thank you for everything you've done, and I hope you come back speedy recovery. Poyer, he's been banged up. So, I mean, we'll give him safety in secondary. So right now it looks like it's damn near a wash across the board. Wherever you look at it, it's about a wash. The only advantage we have is it's in Buffalo. And it's like I just don't see Josh losing this game.
So let me ask you about the weather right now. When you step outside, what are you feeling?
Right now it's not bad. It's like 34, 35 degrees.
Right.
It's a little rainy, but it ain't bad. It's definitely nothing that everyone's gonna be able to play through it, them and us included. You know what I mean? So weather really won't be the fact. It's the crowd, it's the energy, and I keep alluding to this. It's just it's a story, man. The way the season's played out. You know, before the season, we had the shooting in Buffalo. You know, RIP. Hey, prayers to everyone's family that was lost. Middle of the season, Von Miller goes down. Then we have the two snowstorms. Then Damar Hamlin happens. It's like just bang after bang. We had to play 2 games back to back in Detroit. Can't even play in our own stadium. It's just obstacle after obstacle.
Wait. Let's get on this subject because this is a subject that we talked about. Why the hell is Buffalo not building a dome?
Why?
Build a dome.
It's just Buffalo, man. You just can't have a dome. It's like Green Bay. You can't have a dome in Green Bay. You just can't. You can't. Okay. When people talk about, man, we're playing Buffalo, and all you think about is, please don't be in December. That's all we like. October, fine, we'll go there. November, it's okay. December, God damn, you know what I mean? And that's exactly why we keep it. Now, has it messed us up a couple of times? Yes. Last year,
so the other day in our group chat, right? You over here complaining about losing a home game because y'all got to go play in London, but you won't complain about losing 2 games because of a snowstorm because y'all refuse to build a dome.
We're gonna go a little off topic about this, but the NFL, you got to fix this. This is ridiculous. If you got to want to play in Europe, fine, but it better be both teams away game. You can't take home games away from teams and send them across the pond to play in some place they don't even know what football is. I don't care if they have fans over there. I don't care if you're selling merch. I don't care if you have some weird training camp to try and get people involved in Europe. Stop taking our home. You got season tickets fans. The season ticket holders that have had season tickets for 25, 30 years that like they depend on this shit. You know what I mean? They live for this. Are you gonna take a home game away from them?
It's one game.
It's big.
A few years ago, we didn't have this extra game. It's one game.
I still don't want it in Europe. And if it is, it better be my away game. They can make it to where your away game, both teams' away game is, because that's what it is. It's not a home game for nobody.
It's a home game. Y'all get to wear your home colors. Y'all get to stand on the home sideline. It's a home game for somebody.
Big whipty do. Thank you. I'm sure the home side knows exactly who's playing. You know, it's just the whole NFL in Europe is just it irritates me to no extent. It's never going to be a thing. Okay, no, this is never going to be a thing.
What Goodell's talking about is actually having teams out there. You remember him talking about that? He talking about having a whole division out there. He want to have a whole division out there. I ain't gonna lie, that might be our chance to be NFL owners.
I'm telling you right now, there's no way that works. People will get hurt so much flying across. I mean, come on, you got 2 days of travel right there. You're missing 2 days of film study.
But what he wanted to do was he wanted to have 4 teams out that way. He wanted to have England, Germany, and I forget what the other 2. I think 2 in England, 1 in Germany. I forget he was supposed to have another one. So he wanted to have 4 teams out there. And then so pretty much, you got to play your conference 2 times a year, right? So, here you end up playing your conference 2 times a year. So most of them will stay out there for the most part. And then I guess the rest of the split up of the games is they will split between some teams going out there, some teams coming here.
Horse crap. Get out of here.
I mean,
Keep it in America. It's not an Olympics for a reason. They don't care.
so I mean, what would end up happening is, so right now you got to think the NFL, what they're dealing with, they're trying to compete with the NBA. The NBA is an international game, and they're getting a lot of star players. Like, imagine, I'll think about the other day. Imagine if you could have like the Luka Doncic quarterback. You know how big the game will explode if you had like the Luka Doncic quarterback?
We do have that. His name is Josh Allen.
I was thinking more Pat Mahomes. But I mean, hey, but what I'm saying is an international quarterback that is just great. You know what I mean? I feel like, and then the game will probably grow.
I just don't think football will ever be an international sport. It never has been. It's been our sport. You know what I mean? And it's not like basketball. You know what I mean? Basketball, you can find a hoop, you get a ball, and you can just play. You don't even need shoes if you don't want them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With football, you need pads. There's film studying. Basketball is just easier to pick up.
So I don't think the money would be the problem, right? I don't think many players, because now you're telling me when you're out at a draft, right? Players are probably sitting here like talk to their agents like, yo, tell them if they draft me, I'm not coming. You probably have players that's like, yo, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
It's not like us. It's not like us when we're in the Navy and they just told us what to do and we were just like, whatever. I don't know. I think that's going to probably be a problem that they run into, but who knows?
But the other problem is rugby's a thing over there, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be like, oh, you play football, you're a girl. Because, let's be honest with you. Rugby that's a man sport.
Yeah.
Not for me, dog.
They're a different breed of people. All right, let's bring it back into this Bills and Buffalo game. What were we saying here?
All right, so I'm going to go down. I think it's more destiny for us. I think the crowd will help us, and I see Diggs and Allen having and I'm not saying Gabe Davis because I know big time Dave. He'll probably go over 100 yards, but Diggs and Allen will have a day, and I think Burrow's going to have a day. I think we're too much. I just think it's too much. I think it's close, and I think I think Joe Burrow is going to throw a pick late in the game in the fourth quarter, and it's going to turn the tides.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
What's your score?
35-31. Bills.
35-31. Okay, so now I'm going to get into how I seen Buffalo play the worst game. Honestly, if we would be honest, right, if Tua would have played last week, y'all probably wouldn't be in the playoffs still.
Absolutely. I give you that.
We can say the same thing. We can say the same thing about
the Bengals.
If Lamar would have played last week, they will not be in the playoffs. But
absolutely,
where I'm going to go with this, right, is let me ask you, who do you think trade day is guarding?
Jamar Chase. I think he is going to be on Jamar Chase.
Who's guarding T. Higgins?
Khari Elam. He's bigger, physical. Hey, it's a tough task, but you know what? The dog Khari had a day. He had the game-winning pass block, and he had a huge interception.
Okay.
But yes, I will give the edge to T. Higgins. I ain't going to cap.
And I'm happy also that we're finally starting to see sightings at Ed Oliver. Also, I'm going to tell you that we're finally starting to see sightings. But is he stopping Joe Mixon?
Tremont Evans is taking care of that.
Okay.
We're not with where they're going to beat us is exactly what they were doing the last time, short passes. But that's how our defense is. Bend, don't break.
Look, man, I'm just gonna cut it straight right here, man. I'm going Bengals right here. I'm sorry. Yeah, Joe Burrow has been my man for so long. I'm rocking with Joe. And I think where you say it is destined, I got Joe going back to the Super Bowl personally. Unless the Jaguars win, then we got Trevor Lawrence. But I got Joe going back to the Super Bowl. I think Josh Allen is going to get one. Don't get me wrong. I am saying Josh Allen will get a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl. We're not going to say get a Super Bowl. We're going to say get to a Super Bowl. But I do not think this is the year.
Man,
I
all right,
do
man.
not think this is the year. I love your whole destined and destiny and all that, right? We love stories like that. We loved when the Saints won after Katrina and all that stuff. We loved it. We loved the whole Destiny story and all that. But I do not think this is a year for Destiny. I'm sorry. I think this year we will see Cincinnati win, and I am going with a score of, I'm going to say a touchdown. I'm going to say 28-21. I'm going to say it's going to come down to the last throw of the game. Josh Allen. It's going to probably be from the 50-yard line. Hail Mary. We're going to see. And I don't think it's going to go through. I'm going Cincinnati. I think right now Cincinnati, you can say the offensive line, yes, but Joe Burrow just stayed cool, calm, and collected all the time. He never seemed rattled. He's a god for a reason. Honestly, if I had to tell you who's winning the Super Bowl, I think Joe is going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
That's where I'm going with it. I think Joe will win the Super Bowl this year. And I think he's a dog, right? He's an absolute dog. For years and years to come, it's going to be Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Pat Mahomes. We're going to be trying to figure out who's the best quarterback. We're going to be trying to figure out. And I'm going to tell you the truth, right? I'm going to tell you the truth. Josh Allen, this is my analogy, right? What we had back in the day. I'm gonna let you choose the third one. We had Peyton, we had Brady, and who you want to be the third one? Do you want Breeze or Roethlisberger? Who will you choose?
I mean, Roethlisberger had more chips, so I'll take Roethlisberger.
Okay, cool. So in this situation, Josh Allen is Ben Roethlisberger.
He had two. I'll take two.
I think Joe Burrow is Tom Brady.
Are you crazy now?
And I think no, matter of fact, I'm fucking sticking with it. And I think Peyton Manning is Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, I don't know about that, boss.
That one's
tall
that's
tale.
what I'm going with.
You guys
And we're not even
explaining
talking
to
Super
you.
Bowls. I'm not going to even talk Super Bowls. I'm not, because for someone to get as many Super Bowls as Tom Brady got is ridiculous.
That's
What?
why I never compare him to him.
But you got to think. I feel like Joe Burrow. He doesn't have the special arm. He doesn't have. There's nothing special about Joe Burrow. He just got that killer instinct that can win. Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes, special talents. They're talents we have never seen before. They're great. They're great, and that's why I compared them to. And then obviously Big Ben and Josh Allen, big guys, strong arms. They just gonna fall victim to just not living up to the standard of the other two. But that don't mean he's not great.
Here we go.
That does not mean he's not great, Howard.
All right, hey man, that's why we play the game, right? That's what they said. That's why we play the game.
Look, man. In 15 years, if I am completely wrong and we saying Josh Allen is in a league of his own, I will take all of this back. I will apologize and I will write Josh Allen a fan letter saying I'm sorry.
Ooh. Write it to me, not him. He don't care. He don't care. Write that shit to me.
So definitely. So all right, next week when our brother K-Wall come back, if I am 100% correct, we will be talking about the Jaguars versus the Bengals, and we will be talking about the Eagles versus Cowboys. And if Howard, who claimed to be 100% correct all the time at the beginning of the show, is correct, we will be talking about the Jaguars versus Bills.
Yep.
And we will be talking about the Eagles versus the 49ers. What you think about that?
You heard it here first, boys. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, like, comment, subscribe. Tell us who you think would be more correct, me or Howard. And definitely, K-Wall, hoping that you feel better soon. Follow us on all platforms. We're going to get back into this, and we're going to be more, posting more. We're going to see more shows coming out. We're going to be talking about more different things. We're going to be expanding our, from just like for this show, we're mainly into the football and basketball realm, but we're gonna get more. We're gonna have other things like UFC. We're gonna have hockey coming. We're gonna have different sports coming. So we can take Stay in Balance from just a podcast to more of a network. But this has been another great show, Howard, bro. Hey, bro, I missed the show. I missed you, bro. K-Wall, I miss you, bro. I can't wait to get you back on the show, man. But hey, man, this has been Stay in Bounds. Everyone have a good night.
Hey, man, see ya.